Hi, my name is Becca. Welcome back to Raising Them Simply. Here we share all about our secular homeschool as a family of 5. And today we're going to do a flip through and first impressions on the Me in My Place in Space from Little School of Smiths. If you are new here, I have a second grader, a preschooler, a toddler, and another one on the way. I am also a part-time working mom as a nurse. So this channel is all things homeschool, how we make it work for our family. So if any of that interests you at all, please hit that subscribe button so you're notified for free of future videos. But let's jump into it. Before I'm gonna get into the video, I'm gonna say I am in my 3rd trimester now, and so I am very short of breath. So if I'm taking a little more pauses, that is why. I'll try to edit as much as I can for this video for you guys so it's not so annoying. But I reached out to Little School of Smiths because I have used several of their curriculums before, and my children just love this this company, and all the curriculum that we tried has been a hit. And so when I was looking at what we were doing for school for next year, when we're gonna have a 3rd grader and a 2nd year preschooler, I quickly started considering this curriculum because we've done space before when my oldest did kindergarten, and it was not a good fit for my family. So I reached out to the creator of Little School of Smiths and asked her if she would be willing to collaborate in exchange for a video, and she was. So she actually sent me this curriculum for free to do this video for you guys. But as always, all my curriculum reviews are all my own opinions, and I'm gonna give you both the pros and the cons as what I see here. So these are 100% my opinions, but let's jump into it. So Me in My Place in Space. This is a PDF curriculum. So you're going to get a file that it's sent to you. I just used my binding machine and laminator to actually print it out and combine it. I will link those things down below, as well as where you can get this curriculum if you're interested in any of that. But this is a PDF style curriculum. It's made for early elementary. I do think, because I've used her other curriculum before, that if you maybe have a 4th, maybe 5th grader, you would be able to make this a little more complicated and level it up for those specific learners. If you have younger ones that are coming along, you should be able to do that. But I would say if you have anyone older than a 5th grader, you probably would want to look at a different space curriculum for that student. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this camera around and show you a peek inside for Me in My Place in Space. So like I said, this is the Me in My Place in Space by Little School of Smiths. I am not gonna show you a page by page flip through of this because I want to respect the creator. So just like all of my other reviews, I'm gonna give you a more in-depth in the first unit or so, and then I will just show you the main topics of the other ones. So this is for the study guide. So she's going to talk to you. She is doing this as early elementary students ages 4 through 8. My oldest is going to be 8 next year, and looking through this, I think this is going to be just fine. Like I said, if you have older learners, I think you would be able to level up this by adding extra readers and stuff like that. But if you have a lot of older readers than you or learners, you may want to consider a different curriculum. She uses 2 different required texts. So she uses the book Me in My Place in Space, and this is the main spine for the curriculum, and then she uses the DK First Space Encyclopedia. She also, on this next page here, adds different read aloud suggestions. This I really do appreciate, and she says that you do not need to use this for to be able to use the curriculum. This is just to add some extra learning opportunities, and then this is for readers ages 5 through 9. So a couple of the examples is she has Billy's Outer Space Adventure, Clubhouse Mysteries, The Space Mission Adventure, Henry Heckelbeck is Out of This World, Astronaut Academy, Zero Gravity, and then she keeps listing these. I really do appreciate this because I don't want to have to do a ton of research to add in extra readers. She's already done that work for me. And then she goes into a how to use this guide. So she talks about the readings, the additional books that you may want to use, and then she has different video suggestions as well. When we did our other space curriculum that we ended up using, we found a ton of YouTube videos. There's actually a YouTube video series where it's the different planets and they sing a song about that planet and the fun facts about them. I will link those videos down below because they were amazing, and my almost 8-year-old still talks about those videos, and we have not done those since he was about 4.5. So they were a big hit, and we will add those in while we do this curriculum. She also talks about different activities, crafts, art projects, recipes, games, and experiments. And then the solar system facts book and or the movable solar system. This curriculum does not have any set schedule. The main thing is that this is family style and open and go, which is two of the main things that I look for in curriculum for our homeschool. And then she suggests at the end of this to do a field trip either to a space science center, a museum, planetarium, things like that. And then this is one of the favorite things that I love about her curriculums is that she breaks out the different supplies that you need, but she also breaks it out per unit. So that way I go, if I'm looking through the supply list, for example, and I notice that I need wild berry Skittles, but I don't need it until unit 6, I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure I have that on hand at the very beginning. So what I do is I look at the next unit that we're going to, and I make sure I have all those supplies if we're going to do that activity before we get there, so I have it on hand. It's important to note that you don't have to do every single activity that she recommends, especially if cost is a factor, and we certainly don't do, or we haven't done every single activity that she suggests in the curriculums that we've done in the past. She has this activity listed out for the movable solar system. I went ahead and printed all of the activity pages and did not include it in the binding because I have 2 different learners and I don't want to bind these to just have to take them out. So that's a little tip for you if you want. In the past, I have used a 3-ring binder and divided them out and put them into folders and stuff. So all of the activities that she has, I did this, and then I can just make copies of these pages for my other learners. This is the last activity that I will bring up for this, but it's a solar system facts book. So she has the different printouts like the ones that I already showed you, and your learner is going to make pictures of the different planets and you're going to paste them onto black pieces of paper, and there are these little cards I will show you where it says one interesting fact I learned about the planet. The learner would write down the name for the planet, or you could for them and have them tell you, and then you would have them, or you would write something interesting that they learned about for that planet. And then at the end of the entire unit, you would have a cool little keepsake book that your learner created about the planets. Okay, so for Unit 1, we're going to do Introduction to Space, Astronauts, and Rockets. You're going to read the Introduction to Space and Me and My Place in Space, and you're going to do pages 4 through 7 in the First Space Encyclopedia. You can read the First Space Encyclopedia about astronauts on these pages, and then learn about rockets on these pages as well. And then just like she had that list of the additional books on that previous page, she's going to list them here so that you know that you read those additional books during this unit. This is so great, because I have done other curriculum where they do not list when you actually have to read it, and then I forget about it. So I appreciate that she puts it there for that unit as well. And then she lists the different videos that you can use to supplement for that unit. So for the first activity, you're going to make an astronaut craft by printing out a picture of your child, of their face, and then she has a astronaut cutout page in those pages that I already showed you, and you can go ahead and paste and create your child as being an astronaut. So that's a cool little craft there if your children are interested in that. And then she has instructions on how to make astronaut ice cream. You can do a cardboard space shuttle, and then she has a snack for rocket ships that you can do to have your kids eat for a snack while you do your reading. This is where I'm going to start flipping through so you just know the main topics for the units in here. So for unit 2, we have the moon. You're going to read Me and My Place in Space in those pages and reference the first space encyclopedia, and she also lists those pages out. She has all the additional books that she recommends, as well as the videos. Unit 3, we have the sun. Again, she breaks down what pages in the spine books that you're going to read, the additional books there, and then the videos she recommends. Then you're going to get an introduction into the solar system. She breaks down the spine readings you're going to do, additional books, and videos. Personally, for us, we are going to end up purchasing one of those solar system models, and we will be starting that on this unit, so that way each unit we go to, on top of the books that we are reading, my learners will build that planet and then set it up on their model. So that's just another neat idea outside of this curriculum if you want to add something else that's a little more hands-on. Unit 5, we have Mercury and Venus. There's the spine readings, additional books, and videos. Unit 6, we have Earth and Mars. Again, the spine readings, additional books, and videos. Unit 7, we have Jupiter and Saturn. We have the spine readings, additional books, and the videos again. We've got Uranus and Neptune for Unit 8. We've got the spine readings, additional books, and videos. And myself, being a 90s kid, I appreciate she does Pluto here, and then she explains how Pluto used to be considered a planet, and now it's reclassified as a dwarf planet, and you can do readings, additional books, and videos about Pluto. And then Unit 10, we have Stars and Constellations. We have the readings, additional books, and videos. And that is the Me and My Place in Space from Little School of Smiths. So there you have it. There is the Me and My Place in Space from Little School of Smiths. Overall, I really do think that this curriculum is going to check all the boxes off for me. I have done a video recently kind of talking about what we do to figure out what kind of curriculum we're going to use for our homeschool. I will link it down below, and ways that we use to save money on homeschooling and all of that. So if that interests you, that will be down there as well. There are some room that we are going to have to supplement for a couple of different reasons. One, because my oldest has already done an early elementary space curriculum. We're going to be supplementing there just to make things a little more challenging for him. But my younger learner has not done a space curriculum, and I think that this is going to meet her mark where she's at. She will be turning 5 in November. So she's right on that cusp where in my state, she wouldn't be considered a kindergartner next year, but she is for sure needing some extra school and is overall excited for this. So like I said, we are going to be supplementing some extra books, extra videos, maybe some extra activities on here. The activities that she does have, they are really inexpensive. And like I said, you don't have to purchase everything. But for example, when you talk about the moon, one of the activities that she has is you take Oreo cookies and you're going to carve out the white center of them for the different phases of the moon, and then you have a fun snack. So they're pretty inexpensive and fun ways for kids to be engaged and do some hands-on activities when it comes to learning about our solar system. And I also appreciate that she does not go ahead and schedule things out. And it really is open and go and at your own pace. Because I work, curriculum can seem a little bit overwhelming to me sometimes because things are either scheduled out in a 5-day-a-week fashion, which does not work for our family. And so we have to do a lot of reworking to make the curriculum be able to work within the capacity that we have. But I also appreciate that the activities that she has in here and stuff are not completely overwhelming. We do a literature-based approach when it comes to our homeschool, and sometimes I find that because that tends to be a more popular thing, especially right now in the homeschool world, there are a lot of companies out there that do a lot of required readings, copy work, dictation, all these extra things to try to make certain curriculums more of like that literature, classical, Charlotte Mason style of learning. And I appreciate this is not that, because oftentimes when I go and purchase even science curriculums, all that extra stuff is added, and I feel like I'm paying for something that I'm not really using because I'm taking so much of it out, because we fulfill that within other areas of our school. So I really do appreciate that I can do this 1 day a week or 2 days a week. You could for sure use this over just a couple of months if you wanted to, like if you wanted to do a cool summer of science type thing, you could do something like that as well. And I think that you would be able to get a lot out of it for your learners. I will for sure update you guys after we have completed this to do a final review for how we liked this curriculum and more pros and cons to it. So if that is something that you are interested in, please hit that subscribe button so you are notified for whenever that video goes up. But if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel and lets me know what kind of videos you like to see here on this channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you are planning for next year, science or otherwise, for your homeschool. I would really love to know. Hit that subscribe button so you are notified of future videos, and I can't wait to catch you guys next time. Bye.